Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This time, this stream's gonna be a little bit of a discussion, guys. I wanted to wait until I seen most of the WWE2K20 content put together and edited and dropped by a lot of the creators that went to the events. Um, I wanted to wait. I didn't want to just base it off of what I seen right away on the first day or so. I took a second, I sat back, I observed, and there's a lot to talk about on it because, especially if you're a creator, there's a lot of things that are gonna be missing from the create, from as far as the creation aspect goes. If you're a content creator, what's going on, Zombie? How you doing, man? Appreciate you stopping in. Uh, like I said, I waited a while to do this because I wanted to look at the entrances. I wanted to look at what the originals content was going to offer. I wanted to look at how to showcase looked. I wanted to see what other content creators were already bringing to the table because, like I said, and I'll say it again numerous times, it's no hate, but they get a better look at things before us, and it makes it kind of hard for us to, as smaller creators, to get our content out there. Which, okay, that's cool. So I had to base it off of that because it's still in the long run, whatever content I put out, still people are going to go to bigger creators. So I want to get their first-hand views before anything. So I watched a number of videos. What's going on, Elite? How you doing? Um, Welcome to the channel, man. We're going to be discussing everything WWE 2K20, and we're going to be talking about that. But first and foremost, let's talk about two main things that everybody always looks for when it comes to the latest video game, besides changes. When it comes to changes, what's up, JD? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming in. Like I said, right now it's a discussion on everything that I viewed so far leading up to the release of 2K20. I waited a while. I let everything go. Brandon, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Two main things that people look for in these video games, besides what updates you have, are missing. The upgrading graphics, not technically, but it's missing. It doesn't look as polished as it should have looked, considering what 2K19 brought. Two main things people look for when they get a new game, especially when it's a yearly release, is they look for the graphics and they look for the gameplay. Forget the additions. Graphics and gameplay. What's going on, PJ? What's going on, Angelus? I'm glad you guys could come in, man. Welcome to the chat. Share your thoughts as well because I got a lot to talk about on this one. Like I said, I waited. I looked at numerous content. I looked at everything else. And yeah. Two main things: gameplay and graphics. Forget the new additions. Okay, I understand people want a GM mode. I understand people want a story mode, but I'm sure people wanted gameplay and graphics to be advanced upon above all else. Yeah, I'm gonna get to Keith Lee in a minute, JD. Because the first thing I'm gonna talk about actually is the character models. Because when it comes to the graphics, like I said, that's one of the main things. I mean, I look at graphics. I look at I look at graphics, I look at gameplay. First of all, graphics, as far as graphics go, they're not polished. There's a lot of people that if you look at their model, it's like, damn, where'd you find that? Like, now this is one thing that I'm going to say. I don't know if it's an opinion that maybe anybody else came across when they were looking at this, but I noticed besides Molly Holly, besides Io Shirai, and there was another one that looked real horrible. It was Molly Holly, Io Shirai, and the Rocks model. But that's what I'm getting at. I feel like they didn't get enough love that they needed. But on another aspect, the newer models had to have been created by 2K, and for the most part, like Keith Lee, Mia Yim, uh, who else? Let's think. Keith Lee, Mia Yim, The Fiend, Matt Riddle's iffy. He looks alright, but I think I think there was a little something off on him. But for the most part, the newer models that weren't in the game before, even Mark Henry coming back, these models were made by 2K, and to be honest with you, I think them models were better than most of the 2K19 models. Now, as far as bringing back the older models, it's like they didn't do nothing with them, but at the same time, because they didn't upgrade them with whatever they were doing with their newer models, they don't look as good. So, with that, like, I'm trying to think, like, with that, is 2K's graphical design better than the impression that we're giving them from seeing 2K20? Because, honestly, I think the newer models, most of them look pretty good. There's that Molly Holly. Oh my God, Molly Holly looks like a straight generic creator wrestler. And that kind of gets me mad, because how do you do Molly Holly like that? But Keith Lee, his model's phenomenal. Even Mia Yim, her model is amazing. Matt Riddle's okay. Mark Henry's model is probably, to be honest with you, Mark Henry's model is probably one of the top models I think I've ever seen in a WWE game. Just even the texturing on him. Jerry the King Lawler, amazing model. These models were made by 2K because they're new additions into the game from this year that they didn't have help from Ukes from. So with that, I'm trying to figure out, like, what went wrong with some of the models that came back from the original. What went wrong with the Rock's model, first and foremost? I know he wasn't scanned, obviously, probably not. He's busy, but what's going on, LTK? Welcome to the chat. I see the discussion you guys are having. That's great. I want you guys to interact. I want you guys to voice your opinions. Tommaso Ciampa, though, to be honest with you, I think he was ripped from Community Creations last year. I don't think he looks as good as I would think that a developer like 2K could do. I think they ripped him from a content creator's model. And with that, whoever that content creator needs to get paid. Because honestly, like, that's what it looks like to me. It looks like his model was ripped straight from a content creator. I love the Fiend's entrance. I thought it was real cool visual with the whole putting the lantern on the, like he did at SummerSlam. They did the exact type of camera angle where they focused on the lantern while he was getting into the ring. I thought that was great. No, I didn't see that. Elite. I didn't see that. But yeah, most of the models, I'm gonna give them a little bit more credit than most people do. Some of the models look pretty damn good. As for gameplay, what Angelus was talking about, he could care less about the graphics. The gameplay, man, like, I was watching a video of I think it was I want to say Pulse playing the originals, and he was trying for so long to hit a rebound attack on Aleister Black, and he was missing drop kicks and everything. Like Dankop said, the hit detection was definitely off. Like, that's not good. That's the second thing I look for. Give me gameplay and give me graphics. Like, I don't care that you can hit people with big ass candy lollipops. Like, I don't know if anybody's seen that. That was strange and bizarre, by the way. But give me gameplay and graphics, man. I didn't need GM mode because I wouldn't have used it to begin with. I would have looked at it for a minute and be like, okay, yeah, cool. Um, I just need gameplay and elevation on the graphics, man. Pulse, that's your dad. Um, as for the originals content in general, though, that's cool. As long as you're not sacrificing for other content. You got. I like the whole story with the tower where it's a text-based storyline going back and forth. I thought that they might have did creative cutscenes, but no, they didn't. And yeah, yeah, exactly. See, Elite knows exactly what I'm talking about with that. Tommaso Ciampa looks like he was imported from Community Creations. Looks like they took somebody's design from the year before and added it in. Yeah, I seen that. I'm not big on them big things. I'm not big on that stuff. Like, I get it. Add a sense of like cartoon, cartoony factors to it, like cartoonism, whatever you want to say. I get it. Okay, I get the arcadey feel that some people like. But like when now you're bringing it into regular matches. Now your paybacks are people turning into the Silver Surfer and hitting people with big ass candy lollipops. Like, keep that separate from what you're trying to accomplish with the simulation style of WWE. But the originals content, I'll give that a thumbs up. I'll give that a big thumbs up because it looks cool. Just keep it away from the original gameplay of WWE. Keep it out of exhibition mode. Keep it in originals. Great. Love it. The story, the showcase. I'm not sure how to feel about it because of the graphics. Like, if they can't fix that hair and stuff, like, I want to watch something that feels real when I'm playing the showcase because I've already seen it. Now you get to actually suck yourself in and play it. But if once again, going back to gameplay and graphics, if the hit detection is off, if the graphics are off, it kills the sense of immersion. It kills what we're trying to do. Especially creation. 6-second cutscenes, not cool. No creative championship, not cool. I think I seen somewhere, I didn't get to look at the whole move list thing, but I think I seen somewhere that the move list has been downgraded now too because of the fact that, like Pulse touched on, Ukes left, the man that they had that did the moves and everything, he left along with it. I wonder how many major reversals we're really going to get. Like, they had some pretty cool major reversals in 2K19. They had some real on point ones. I'm talking ones, where it, backslides into pins and even just the catching, being able to catch them and put the finisher in. I'm sure it'll still be in there, but how many more variations of reversals will we have? Yeah, they could have had it. They could have had originals be a separate game. I like the idea of originals, though. I'm gonna give my honest opinion though on one thing right off the bat that I didn't get to do when I was talking about rosters and graphics. Nikki Cross, by far the best character model in the game. You can disagree, you can agree. Nobody, and listen, and I mean nobody, listen, if you're going to sit there and say that you could find a Nikki Cross that looked as good on 2K19 Community Creations, I'll tell you right now you're lying. I'll tell you right now, whoever you think that creator is, you're just trying to make them feel good. Because there was not a good Nikki, and I'm not saying good, but there was, I'm not going to say good. There was not a great Nikki Cross. There was ones that had some likenesses, but there was nothing compared to what Nikki Cross's model looks like in 2K20. That's just my honest opinion. I think she was the best model Oh, you are lying, Mark. You are lying through your teeth, man. Go back and look at it. Looks just like Nikki Cross. Like I said, you don't gotta agree, but I feel like you're wrong for saying that. Anyway, what's going on, Mark? How you doing? Uh, the career mode. I'll have fun with it just about as much as I had fun with it last year. My only thing is, what are you gonna do with it after career mode ends? Because when career mode ended last year, there was nothing else to do but pick up online matches and play random one-on-ones that went nowhere. We were talking about Nikki Cross's model in 2K20 that you said was the worst model. I disagree. Now we're talking about career mode. Well, my player. They gotta advance upon that. If you want that mode to stay, like at least with NBA, once you get done, you go out into the neighborhood. You're doing things online with people. You're still playing season games. There was nothing there at the end of career mode last year in 2K19 to keep you moving like you could move in 2K19 NBA. That's what they need to advance upon when they do these when they take into consideration my player, my career, whatever you want to call it. I don't know why Dane and Wolf aren't in it, man. My only hope is that they're in that Wasteland Wanderers pack. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, my thought is, and this is one thing that I've always been firm on, they were on the main roster for a while. Last year, they probably got what normal people get, what normal superstars get being on the main roster to be in the game. We know that has been in conflict for a while. We know that was the reason why Andrade wasn't in it 2 years ago. I'm thinking maybe they seen that little payday that they got. A lot of them. Leo, Dane, Wolf. I'm thinking they seen that payday that they got, and this year they jumped back to NXT, and maybe they just weren't feeling it. Like, nah, like last year you gave me this, and now you jump me back here, and it's like a demotion in a sense, which by all means, when we talk about real WWE, we all know going back to NXT is not a demotion. Not with the state that the main brands are in. To me, going back to NXT can only help your career if you're a good superstar. With the talent that they have there. I disagree, Mark. I think you could find at least 10 Tommaso Ciampas on 2K19 right now that look just as good. Like I said in the beginning, you actually weren't here, but I feel like Ciampa's creation was literally ripped from a community creator's model. I mean, Ciampa looks okay, but I feel like he could have been, he could have been so much more. The beard to me doesn't look as clean. I mean, not clean as far as clean, but it doesn't look as as I feel Ciampa's beard should look. Yeah, Rush could have definitely been in the game. Yeah. Yeah, they'll take that realistic. Definitely, you can't be hitting Brock Lesnar with a big ass lollipop. That's horrible. That's so horrible. That was the worst idea ever. You want to give us weapons? Give us something that means something. Give us a damn. Give us a damn bag of thumbtacks. Give us a light tube. I mean, I'm sure WWE's not going to do that because they don't really use light tubes like that. That's more independent scene. But shit, give us a push broom. Give us a push broom, man. Give us a barbed wire bat. Give us a damn 2x4. Give us anything, man. Like not a big ass lollipop. We ain't playing Candyland over here. Oh, you funny as hell, Gresh. What's going on, man? Welcome to the channel. And here we go. Why not a barbed wire 2x4? Why a lollipop? Exactly. We got Gresh over here talking about he's gonna make it work. I would love to see that. I would love to see how you make hitting somebody with a lollipop work. By the way, Gresh, what you think of the new webcam, man? I got the Logitech hooked up. Gonna stream with it tonight in the dark. Supposedly it captures even better in the dark too. I wish it had night vision. That'd be real cool. Mark, does anybody else? I just want to know because, like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Does anybody else agree with Mark in saying that Nikki Cross is the worst model in the game? I just want to know because I seen her entrance on Macho T's video. I didn't see her really play in game, but to me, when she came out, her model looked phenomenal. Okay, so Coltrane agrees. What makes you guys agree with Nikki Cross's model being the worst in the game? Because a lot of the models in 2K19 that people were saying were great, like, and I don't mean it like this, but Nikki does not look that pretty. She doesn't look that pretty. King had an excellent model. You know who else had an excellent model though, Gresh? Mark Henry. Mark Henry's model was great. LTK agrees with me. Nikki Cross, one of the top 5 models in the game. I agree. I don't think Riddle's as good as it should be. I think Riddle could have had a better model. I mean, I see the resemblance. His model's real good. I'm not saying it's bad. But for him being one of the big hype characters, especially being his first model in the game, I expected more. To me, my disagreement with Matt Riddle's model was, I feel like the same way I felt about Adam Cole's model last year. Which Adam Cole's model looks pretty good, except for I don't understand how he's so jacked all of a sudden, like he just took Brock Lesnar's steroids or something. Worst model, definitely Molly Holly, yes. Oh, I'm talking about the actual, Nikki Cross model. The one with the vest, the Sanity model. Yeah, the worst is definitely EO. If you don't say EO, there's something wrong with you. The Rock's model, horrible. And Keith Lee, yes, Keith Lee's model was phenomenal too. Lacey Evans' model is pretty good. I mean, I see they didn't do too much to it, but from the little tweaks that they did to the face, Lacey Evans' model is on point. Mia Yim's is okay until she takes off the bandana. That's another thing that I want to talk about. Watching these videos, did anybody notice that they don't take off their articles of clothing anymore? They just fall off. Go back and look at Mia Yim's entrance. Her bandana just randomly comes off of her face. She turns around and next thing you know, the bandana's off of her face. She didn't even reach up and grab the damn thing. That's laziness. Yeah, Molly Holly, straight generic creator wrestler. But yeah, they don't even take off their articles of clothing anymore. And another thing that I gotta talk about. Ember Moon, when she walked out, the syncing of that audio and her screaming was totally off. But who am I to say? As for, I'll agree with what Pole said. If somebody asked me right now in the state that Bianca Belair's ponytail definitely looks crazy. I can, like Pole said, if somebody asked me right now if they should buy 2K20, I couldn't recommend it. I'm gonna buy it. as a content creator, most likely all of us are not really forced to buy it, but in a sense forced to buy it because we know everybody likes the latest and newest thing, and you know, at least you could do something with it if you don't do universe mode with it. Yeah, yeah. Bianca's ponytail was horrible. And another thing, when these characters are coming out, when these wrestlers are coming out to the ring, the opponent, it's like a glitch. The opponent is staying in the ring, and the other wrestler is walking right up behind them. Yeah, exactly, Gresh. Yeah, I'm buying for the channel, exactly. But the opponent doesn't even get the hell out of the ring. The next superstar walks in and walks up right behind them. It looks crazy, and I've seen it a number of times. Man, Ciampa has a good model, TJ. Ciampa has a good model, but is it great for him not being in 2K19? By all means, I feel no. Lee has one of the best models. Like I said, these are my top 5 models hands down, in my opinion, in this game. Lee, Nikki Cross, Mark Henry has a good model. Jerry the King Lawler, and as a 5th one, I don't know, man. I would have to say there was a lot of females that had decent models in the video that I watched from Macho T. Lacey Evans had a decent model. Dakota Kai had an awesome model. But I know definitely for a fact, for me, 4 of them were definitely Keith Lee, Nikki Cross, Jerry the King Lawler, and Mark Henry. I think they did their thing more so, and it sounds crazy because of how Molly Holly's model looks, and because of how The Rock's model looks, and because of how EO's model looks. But I feel like and this is saying something because 2K was the ones that had to design these. Obviously, I feel like they did their thing with most of the newer models that came in. I don't think I've seen Drew's yet. I think I might have missed that video. Um, but yeah, nah. I feel like you're conflicted on thoughts. Well, what's going on, TJ? Let me know, man. What do you feel? Matt Riddle looks decent, but the lighting isn't. That might be the problem, Elite. When he comes out, because like I didn't really watch a lot of gameplay videos. I mean, I watched the gameplay video that Murphs had with it, but to me, Matt Riddle's model looked like it could have been better considering he was one of the big hype draws that people wanted to see this year in the game. He was good, but he wasn't the best. Yeah, Drew looks okay. Yeah, EO, they killed EO. You're better off just doing what most people did last year and taking Kairi Sane and dyeing her hair and turning her into EO. That's what people were doing last year. I noticed a lot of that on community creations because, like I said, I immediately after all this news went to WWE2K19 community creations, and no, I haven't seen Cena LTK. I seen him when they were in a video. I seen the roster overalls. I seen his model there. I didn't see his entrance. Uh, oh, Andrade's model looks pretty damn good too. But yeah, people were doing that in 2K19. Originally, I went and started getting all the best creations I could off of 2K19 because I'm not sure if I'm going to use 2K20 for universe mode. I mean, I'm going to try because I want the Fiend. I want an official Ciampa. I want an official Nikki Cross. But if it's unlogical for me to do, I'm not going to do it. Oh, Cena's entrance is always going to be the same. Yeah, Kyrie was in NXT. Kyrie's still in NXT. Well, no, she's not. What am I thinking? The Kabaki Warriors or whatever. His hair does not translate well to the game. See, that's what I'm saying. I only seen the standing model when they were looking through the roster overall. How do you guys feel about the whole loot packs? Yeah, the guitar entrance was pretty cool. I watched that on Vikings channel. I watched the guitar entrance. I thought it was cool. Let me tell you why I thought it was cool. Because he gave a generic. Oh wait, you might be talking about Kyle O'Reilly's guitar entrance. I thought you were talking about Elias's. I like Elias's guitar entrance because you could use that in any city. He gave a generic thing, but my problem is, and I was kind of concerned because I don't know. To me, that doesn't sound like Elias. That doesn't sound like Elias to me. Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly's entrance is awesome. The guitar entrance with the belt. Goldie's alright too. Murphy's model is top 5 too. That would probably be my 5th model. Murphy has a good model. If it's not Murphy's model, I would say what's it called? I just mentioned it. Had a pretty good damn model. I would say they're the top. He's probably going to use 2K21 if it's not a transitional game. I feel like this was a transitional game, guys. And, I mean, it does make sense. Ukes left. I think it was a transitional game. They pushed it out. Do I think a lot of bugs are going to be fixed on launch? I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't think so. What's up, SM333? Appreciate you jumping into the stream today. We're talking everything about 2K20. We're trying to basically dissect this game, talk about where they went wrong with certain things because, obviously from the footage we've been seeing and the reviews we've been hearing and even the way they displayed the game and advertised it, it's definitely not up to par, man. I appreciate you coming in and checking out the channel. Interact with the community in here in the chat. A lot of good content creators in here. They're all great people. A lot of good people that show support to other content creators such as Murph's YT13, Gresh Digi, Gresh Digi Games, and Jealous right there. He's a good content creator. I myself create content. A lot of great people that support the WWE2K community in here. So definitely feel free to chat around, man. Yeah. Ciampa's normal entrance was very lazy. That was my thoughts exactly, TJ. I felt when I watched it, I was let down. I was let down. Kairi Sane looks the same. Asuka, to me, looks the same. Lita obviously looks the same, and a lot of people didn't like that. SM33. Okay. Yeah, I feel like Lita's model was a big upset. because everybody wanted to see a new updated model of Lita. Everybody's been asking for that for years. I get it. That's Lita in her prime, the model that they're giving you. Take it how you want. I would rather have the model of her in her prime, but I would have liked to see an updated model too. $2K21 doesn't look like a $200 game with the damn SmackDown edition. You mean 2K20? It definitely doesn't. Yeah, they gave Asuka another entrance animation, but I'm talking about her model in general. And her mask was materialized. Yeah, I heard a lot about hair clipping. The material's not looking right. I feel like there's only so much that they could do for this game. What's next for the franchise, guys? Because they're doing loot packs, like they said they weren't last year. They obviously said you weren't gonna have to pay for it, but we actually seen a loot pack store in some of the video footage. If this is the direction that 2K is going to take WWE, do you think they're really going to focus on everything else? Because a lot of games have fallen to that power push that is online currency. Yeah, everyone's wigs is flying off. Asuka looked like she was damn near sawed in half. What do you guys think about the online currency, though? I know it. Yeah, I know it too. People get greedy, man. Yeah, I'm mad about that too, Gresh. People get greedy, man. If they see it, they can make money off online currency. If they get enough people to play career mode, and they get enough people to buy loot packs because they want to pay to win, they're not going to focus on gameplay. They're not going to focus on the things that we really need like they say they do. We've seen it. It's a money grab lately with video games for the past years now, for years. They use this online currency. Look at GTA 5. They didn't even release a GTA 6 in how long? Because they're doing so good still on GTA 5. They're making so much more. They're making so much more money through online currency and purchases right now, to the point where them making a GTA 6 is out the window for a minute. I mean, they could be developing, but why are you gonna make it? You're making more money off online currency of people still playing a game that was put out so many years ago. Like, once that happens, I feel like things get lazy because they know that they're making money off of certain, aspects that kill us. It's killing the gaming industry. And I won't really stress on that no more because this is a WWE2K20, video. But I feel like that online currency could be a bad thing. Next thing, no created championship. For the time being, so they say. They didn't even announce what's coming in these DLC packs, and we're 2 days away from the game. I'm worried that they're not announcing what's in the DLC packs because people who pre-ordered it might back out and say, okay, well, these little futuristic and zombie things don't impress me. I need a couple more guys considering the guys that you took out. Ugh. Seth Rollins is toxic. I can see that. That's how I feel in Jealous. I feel like I can use originals, I can use career, I can use the showcase, maybe even play some towers and online matches. From right for as of right now, Gresh, you can't. Who was the one that said that in their video? I think it was Murphs. I think Murph said it. You can't use the Create Arena stuff. Like he said, there was one where it looked like like an independent, like an ROH type of arena. It was like a nightclub, and you can't use that. Which that makes it horrible. And yes, Cole, loot boxes, if they're successful, we're in trouble. And history has already shown us that loot boxes are successful in games. If you make an online mode that people are attracted to, that people like to get competitive with, people are so competitive that they'll buy their way to victory. Yeah, I heard you can't. I can't remember whose video that was, but I heard you can't use the areas like last year in my career. Like, remember they had the high school parking lot. A couple different arenas that we couldn't really use. We could use but then some of them were based off models too. I mean, I don't know exactly what you can and can't use. I just know that whoever it was, like I said, I think it was Smurfs. I could be wrong. Somebody was talking about a nightclub type of arena that was in, I think, my career. I don't think it was in the originals pack. I'm sure you can use you could probably use the graveyard and everything, because from what I see in videos, people are playing in the graveyard. They do have a boiler room backstage now, which woohoo, a boiler room, woohoo, something we should have had in the game a couple years ago. And there's little to no interaction with anything back there. There's little to no interaction in the boiler room. You just made one of the best places in a backstage area to mess around besides the parking lot, and you didn't add not a single thing that was interactive. It's like a backdrop. It's like the Wyatt compound was last year. And another thing that was real lazy to me. I mean, it's little, so I don't mind, but it was real lazy to me. If you watch the originals content when they're playing in the swamp compound, it is the same exact audio. Like the background audio with the crickets chirping and everything. It's the same exact audio that was put into the Wyatt compound. Like, you couldn't expand that? That's not cool, bro. One thing that was pretty cool, but they didn't do it as good as they should have, was Bray Wyatt commentating the originals while Finn Balor was fighting through the tower. Viking Size Gamer, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming into the stream, man. Going over a lot of content, man. It's good to have you in here. Everybody, Viking Size Gamer, obviously I'm sure you guys know, was one of the people that went and checked out the game. He brought a lot of great early content on it. If you guys got questions to ask him, I don't know how long he's going to be in here, but he could probably definitely give you guys some insight. I feel like there was certain good aspects, but I feel like in general, I feel like it's a transition game. I hope that they could work out the bugs, because I'm excited to do universe mode in it. But how would you say the hit detection was, Viking? I mean, a lot of people, creators that went there, said the hit detection was very much off. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot, you coming in here, man. I feel like they said the hit detection was off. Like, how bad off was it from a hands-on experience playing with the controller? Kept hitting the floor with weapons. Oh, so it's even off with the weapons. Like, I seen a video. I think it was Pulse, and I was just telling everybody they got tossed into the ropes, and like they were doing the originals, and they had to do a rebound attack on Aleister Black while he's running, and he was just like trying to hit drop kicks, and he couldn't even hit him. Okay, he only found it with weapons, which oh, okay. So the detection is more or less all for like strikes, I guess, weapon usage. What about the reversals now? Because it looks like the reversal meter is a little bit faster. And also, do you think that they are going to patch Bianca's hair before release? Yeah, no. Hit detection was definitely a little bit weird, Elite. But then again, I noticed like if I was creating a wrestler, I was editing a move set, I would look at the strike combos because I noticed it a lot when you use the strike combos from 1 to 4. If and it makes sense though, because they were fine. That's awesome. So they definitely had like their fair share of decent, unique reversals as well. Would you say? Um, and then going back to what I was saying, which makes sense when you're doing certain moves. Like, say you hit somebody with a chop that drops them down to their knee, and you're throwing an overhead punch. You're obviously not going to be able to hit somebody like that. So in 2K19, I realized that, and when I was editing move sets, I was looking through it, and I was seeing like I would actually go into practice and see what combinations would land because there was moves that weren't landing right away. The new controls, to be honest, Cole, they don't really look trash. And I asked Town Nation about it in direct message because I didn't know what the reversals were because this is before I even looked at any of the content that was put out. And he said it's not really that hard to get used to with the 2 buttons, as a finisher. But to be honest, not a lot of the buttons have really changed unless I don't got it from a hands-on experience, but from what I've seen these guys play, like your reversals changed obviously. They separated the way that you climb and that you exit the ring, which I thought might be cool. What's going on, Big Boy Johnny? Appreciate you coming into the stream, man. Welcome. We're talking about WWE2K20 and getting some insight on it. We got a lot of creators in the chat right now. If you want to voice your opinion, if you want to ask some questions, go ahead, man. I'm up to hearing what you got to say. But I feel like the buttons aren't too changed. I feel like if you can adapt, they might be all right. Because I noticed that they separated some things that I myself was having problems with. Think about how many times you have tapped a button thinking that you're going to just go to the apron and you have rolled out of the ring. Or think about how many times you've walked up to grab somebody and move them in the ring, and because you got to press both buttons, you might press the run button a little bit faster and you're almost running over them. There were some things that I had problems with in 2K19 where I feel some of the new controls could help. Yeah, I'm hoping for that. So you actually got the game right now, don't you? You got the early unboxing of it and everything. So did they give you a? They probably didn't give a day one patch because it's obviously still not day one, right? But are there people already putting like good creator wrestlers up yet? Is the community creations even open? That was one thing, and I had actually asked Viking Size Gamer about it. Supposedly there was supposed to be where you could change the controller scheme back, but I guess that didn't happen anymore. you know. Oh wow, wow! I totally missed that. Oh, no one in the UK has it. Wow, wow. Yeah, I think I seen cause I seen a lot of unboxings. Um, but yeah, if you're say if what you're saying is true, which obviously I know, what you're saying obviously if you're saying something, it's you take that to the bank. Viking just said, guys, like the game is from what he knows right now is still in the same state that it was in when they started. When they went and played early release, it's in the same state, which means it could be. Are you serious? Oh man, that's did they? I don't know. That's crazy. So they gave you a box with no game. No, no. What Vikings is telling you? They gave them the box. They didn't give them the game. They gave them the box. They took the game out of the box. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to go get that, or they're supposed to send it to you. So now it's probably in the mail right now, getting sent to you. Hmm. That's weird. That's. I mean, I get it, but that's weird. I guess that's just to still bring hype to the game to show what you're gonna get in it. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's gonna be aspects of the game that I'm gonna enjoy heavily. I mean, yeah, the career mode, some of the like, the dialogue sounded cheesy. The graphics don't look as polished as they should. But much like NBA 2K and much like WWE 2K19, I enjoyed the career mode. I'll enjoy it. I don't know if there's anything after you fully go through the story because I know in NBA 2K, like I said, you can go into the neighborhood. You still have a season of basketball to play. You can go to the training camps. You can go to practice. You can go around the Foot Locker store and buy new clothes. So it kind of makes the end of your path through the prelude or whatever you want to call it interesting. They couldn't do that with 2K19, and I don't know if maybe anybody beat it while you were there, beat the career mode in their time playing. But if they did, was there anything else after the story? He said that's the reason I didn't show it. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, there's going to be some things, but for the most part, I look at gameplay and graphics, and I feel like this is one thing that I feel, and I said it at the very beginning. I feel like, to be honest, the newer models, most of them, Molly Holly obviously was bad, Rock was bad, um, and Io Shirai was kind of a bad model. I feel like if you look at Io Shirai when she's up on the turnbuckles and she bends her arm in, I feel like that was straight like graphics from SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. But then I look at some of these newer models like Keith Lee and I'm like, damn, them graphics look better than what Ukes and Visual Concepts were doing together. And you got to remember, that was just 2K doing it. That wasn't Ukes. Oh, okay, so 25 hours long. So that's a decent playthrough then, especially playing with two people. That's interesting. That's interesting. Um, but yeah, I feel like 2K I feel like them newer models. I feel like they literally put in on them. I feel like that's pretty. The models were pretty good considering. I pre-ordered the first day you could. Yeah, I pre-ordered too. And I thought about canceling it, but then I thought like, even if I don't bring my universe mode to 2K20, I've still got career mode content that I can do. I still got a review that I can do once I get hands on. I still got showcase content. Still got creation content, towers mode maybe. The originals. Yeah, hair mechanics was a bad thing. when you play, the graphics look fine. A lot of people actually look better. Some of them don't. I think they like you guys were saying about the whole pressure thing. That they were under pressure, like, because Ukes left, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, maybe even if Ukes wasn't there, if they had more time to develop, and I think they kind of just said, okay, well, these ones were done, these models. I know we just got to revamp them real quick to get them right to our standards because Ukes left. But for the most part, except for like 3 models, the ones that were standalone new models to the game that 2K did, except for them 3, I feel like they did a good job. I feel like they were probably better looking models than the ones from last year. But there were some, like you're saying, some of them were just, like Molly Holly looks like a generic creator wrestler to me. Like, I don't get it, because I was excited to see Molly Holly in the game until she walked out on the stage. Yeah, that's the point that I brought up. I feel like they really did their thing with the legends, Mark Henry included. I think he was one of my top 5 models that I've seen when I was viewing everybody's entrances that they did. Oh, 2K dropped Ukes. Okay. I thought they kind of... I know that that Visual Concepts wanted to, 2K wanted to do it in-house with Visual Concepts. But I didn't know that they dropped Ukes. I thought they just had like a mutual, all right, we're going to step back. And they're like, okay, yeah, because we want to take it over anyway. Got Rey Mysterio signed card. I feel like Visual Concepts... The create, like, when I played the Prelude in 2K19, because I hadn't played an NBA 2K game in a while before that, and I feel like that kind of, like, I like the stories that Visual Concepts tell. Now I hope that because Visual Concepts is in house, I hope that they don't start trying to switch up your grapple buttons like they do with the Total Control dribble on NBA, because I don't know how they would even try to incorporate that into a wrestling game. I don't get it. And Cole, I can agree but disagree, because like I said, 2K Visual Concepts, the models, most of the models from this year except for them 3, them models look good. That's just from a graphics standpoint. From a gaming standpoint, NBA and WWE are 2 totally different games. I think they need to focus just as much on WWE as they do on NBA, because they might be able to do something with that. Yeah, okay, I can understand that. It's exactly what people were saying. It's more of a transitional game. It doesn't. I'm not gonna say 100% feels like 2K15, but it does. Like, it looks like they just made a Saints Row WWE game. Majority, the hair that lets down. Yeah. The hair was a big thing, and we seen that in one of the first few screenshots with Charlotte Flair. We seen, we seen that in the beginning. Like, people were asking, like, why wasn't her hair dropping? Then again, I think it was you might have posted. You said Shawn Michaels' hair looked good. I think it was Vikings was the one that said Shawn Michaels' hair looked good. A lot of us are, Justin. You got Viking Size Gamer in here. He was one of the early release content creators. He went and he checked out the game. So if there's something that a lot of us don't know, he could pretty much confirm it for us. We got Coltrane in here. He does a streaming universe mode. Be sure to check him out. Mark the King makes graphics. He makes graphic cards. Anybody who's a content creator in here wants to reach out to him, go do it. We got Gresh Digi Games in here. He's a good content creator. I myself create content. And Jealous is in here. He creates content. His third season of Universe Mode is coming out soon. You got Elite in here. You got a lot of good creators in here. Everybody check everybody out. If you don't know anybody in here, don't be shy. Great people. For the most part, this community is great. You do have some people who I don't, because I don't ever want to bring negative karma, but I feel like some people more mesh to their own. Like you got people like Brandon does everything. He's got his vibe circle, which is cool. He doesn't really interact too much with smaller people, but I don't know him personally, so I can't say anything. But for the most part, this community is great. So if you see a WWE content creator, check them out, man. They're great people. And welcome to the channel. I see it's your first time in here too. So like, comment, subscribe, turn the notifications on, check out the content I have. I don't just do WWE content. I do late night survival horror streams. I do discussions like this. I'm always down for networking. I'm a real good dude. If you go on my Twitter and follow me there, if you got any questions, I'll be free to answer them. I just want to see this whole gaming community grow, man. I've loved gaming ever since I was a little kid, and I want people to enjoy it just as much as me. We got Zyle in here. He's another creator. Everybody follow everybody. Like, comment, and subscribe. These guys bust their ass, man. But yeah, no. Shawn Michaels was this. Okay, so that's confirmed now. Shawn Michaels is the same model. I feel like even with the ones I thought were the same models, though, I feel like they tweaked them up a little bit. Like I feel like Lacey Evans was the same model as last year, but I feel like they tweaked her face just a little bit, just enough. And I feel like that made a big difference because me looking at her model, it was great. Yeah, the controls are different, but Viking just said that they're not too bad once you get to learn them. Oh yeah, no, Viking. Listen, that's what I mean. I think when I first started back like 9-10 months ago doing this community creations, I think you were one of the first people that actually because I watched your universe mode. I liked how you did you put yourself behind the announce table, and when you took the breaks and stuff, you were talking. And I think I comment on that. Me and you actually had a pretty extensive conversation about that through Twitter. You're definitely one of the real humble ones, man. There's some people, don't get me wrong, yeah, there's some people, I've seen that whole debate going on online. We won't get into it. You're right, though. A lot of personal stuff should be, or conflict should be settled through a DM. I agree. But some people are different. Some people get triggered different than others. Some people, not everybody's the same. Not everybody feels the same way. But I totally agree with you. As far as you, yeah, I feel like you are a chill guy. I feel like Delzinski, real chill guy. Murph's real chill guy. I feel like a lot of people are. I feel like just some people. When you get so many subscribers behind you and you're doing so much, I get it's so hard to reach out and show your subscribers that you actually care. But I think the only thing that really ever set me off that one day, and I wasn't really set off, I just wanted to try and explain maybe a point that some people didn't see. Like, people say, oh, give this person, that person a chance, but like, they don't even give them people a chance themselves. And like I said, I understand people are busy, but they don't even, show the appreciation sometimes. And that's not everybody. Oh yeah, yeah, no, 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 no. You know exactly what I was talking about. You know exactly what I was talking about. My man was talking about Let's Talk. Viking gamers, everybody. Viking size gamers stole Let's Talk. Just remember that. He obviously stole that phrase from some random guy. Yeah, I'm excited to see that because I know you had you just had another kid. I think you had another, right? That wasn't your first, and I can imagine with kids how hard it gets. Oh, there's an inside of the Wyatt house. Yeah, yep. See, Gresh knows what I'm talking about. Let's talk. He obviously stole it, guys. He stole Let's Talk. Gresh stole Table Talk. Let's give it up, guys. We all stole Universe Mode. Yeah, the Fiend model did look beautiful. He obviously stole it though, guys. Gresh stole Table Talk. Cole stole Cold Train. I mean, that's weird to me. That's like somebody saying like, my caption says Houston, we have a problem, and somebody's telling me, oh, don't use that. I use that. That's a phrase that has been around forever. You're not gonna sit there and tell somebody that they stole something that is a common phrase. Oh wow, I didn't even see that. That's one thing that I must have missed out on. We stole WWE. Well, technically we did, but I don't think they really care about that because we're all content creators. But yeah, technically WWE2K is probably trademarked. That's something somebody could get in trouble for if they tried to manufacture something and make money off it. I don't know the rules about it, but WWE2K, it's trademarked. I'm telling you, there's no way it's not. Bray Wyatt stole the Fiend character from It. Everybody takes something. Uh, I could see that, but at the same time, you got to remember the creative genius that is Bray Wyatt. That man is awesome. He had one done. The commentary behind it. No one had done the commentary. Yeah, yeah. That's what made me subscribe right away. I was watching your universe mode. I seen you do the commentary behind the table, and I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. GM mode would be a cool thing. I see some YouTubers actually taking it upon themselves to do a GM mode, to do a draft. Uh, but yeah, nah, it's Beyond the Universe was stolen from Murphs. That if he trademarked it, it might have been stolen. I mean, you could say that you shared ideas there, I guess, Gresh. But like me, I'm when I start doing my recap show, it's gonna be WWE Livewire. Livewire is stolen from WWE. Like it, love it or hate it, it's stolen. But there's certain things that aren't and that are, or at least ripped. And Let's Talk, Table Talk, stuff like that. That's not ripped from anything, man. Okay, so you got a draft going on. Okay, okay. Very cool, very cool. Very cool. Uh, Another thing. Do you think that these original packs will include other original stars? Like how the Fiend was headlining. Like, we got the whole 4 packs. Now we got the names of them. Like, is there a chance that Wasteland Warriors will have like the Ascension, Killian Dane perhaps? But Killian Dane, I think, kind of shut all that down when he said he wasn't involved. Ask 2K, which at that point I don't really think you can ask 2K, because I don't think 2K has a final say in who in who gets put in the game. But I just hope you get a couple superstars with each pack, because if not, people who don't appreciate, you know, the original's content itself for being something different might feel a little bit different next year if they keep the same route. I hope they put disqualifications in Hell in a Cell. You could probably do that in custom matches. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it, man. Like I said, anything you need, follow me on Twitter. I'm a real good guy to get in touch with. You can ask this community. I do a lot for them. If I see people in premieres, I hop in. I try to show my support where I can. Hell, I'll leave your content running all night just to help you out. Like, we're all, at the end of the day, we're all trying to have fun with this game. We're all trying to bring it back to where it should be. Even in general, if you're not playing 2K, if you got a passion about gaming, I think the reason why I started wasn't even about universe mode, even though that was one of the first things I did. I think the way that I felt was, I enjoy games for years. I started to get older. I like to play games, but as you get older, you start to disconnect from your friends around here. And, I used to play a lot of 2-player games. I feel like if I can put out some content that somebody will like and they can enjoy it just as much as me, it'll make me feel like I enjoyed a lot more than I do now currently. Is that Walter wasn't in? It's that he wasn't announced. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Guys, that's interesting right there. Like I said, with Viking Size Gamer, if he says something, and like you said, take it how you want, because he doesn't want to be the person to say something. They say, oh, well, he said this, but if he's saying that's what was told to him, don't just 100% think that Walter's in the game, but there's a good chance that he's going to be in one of these DLC packs, guys. There's a good chance you'll see Walter. And that's awesome. I hope, I think Dane's completely out. I think a lot of these people are out more because they jumped down to NXT, and we know that's been a problem for years with NXT having different set contracts than what the main roster does. Maybe a lot of them were like, nah, I got this money last year. I was on the main roster for so long this year. Now that I'm on NXT, you want me to sign for this when it was that last year? I think that had a lot to do with certain things, because we know Andrade 2 years ago wasn't in it because that's at least the rumor that I heard. He wasn't in it because of the whole issue with not getting paid the same. And I think I don't know exactly how it was. I just know that money was an issue from what I heard a couple years ago. Yeah, Zal, I was definitely the man who I hopped through and gave you that donation. Like I said, man, I try to support where I can. I feel like if you can't, first and foremost, before me being a creator, I gotta be a fan, man. I gotta be a subscriber. I gotta be somebody who engages and watches. If I can't have fun looking at certain things and seeing certain things and, getting that same passion that I would get creating the content, then how do I expect other people to feel the same way about me? Leo was having issues with WWE, so he got cut by the time it was done. Yeah, I kind of figured that was the case with Leo, unless he was going to be a manager, but I kind of figured that was the case with Leo. and that sucks because now he's your cruiserweight champion. It went from him being in one year to being out the next, which seems to be the case with a few of these people. I feel like that's a big blow, but with him having them conflicts, yeah, you didn't even know if he was going to come back to WWE. Like, I got a cameo from him, and one of the comments I left to him was, if you don't come back to WWE, you're still making music. Just keep chasing whatever. And next thing you know, next week he was back in WWE. There have been a lot of changes this year. Yes, there definitely have. What's going on, Royal Rambler? Welcome, man. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, no creative championship, but Viking Size Gamer said, supposedly we're gonna, never put anybody's, what they're saying, and say, so you never put it above a standard and then say, oh well, he told me this and this didn't happen. But as Viking Size Gamer said, and he's in here right now, he was at the early release, so he's got pretty much an inside. He got to experience the game firsthand and talk to the creators. They said that they're looking to patch it in. So that in itself is great. That's what we need, especially now that the NXT Women's Championship wasn't in. What else? The original NXT Women's Championship wasn't in. The UK wasn't in, which is kind of big. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't want anybody to sit there and say, "Oh, well, Viking Size Gamer said." No. Viking Size Gamer is telling you what a developer told him. Whether that happens or not is completely on the developers and whether they can make it happen. Because sometimes you could tell people, "Oh, I'm going to do this," and then there's problems that complicate things doing it, and that's it. But he's giving you first-hand information. It's actually pretty cool to have him in here right now, because he can give you guys firsthand more than I can, just off watching these videos and trying to relay what I think. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. That's why you put with your good and bad and ugly review, which if you go back and watch it, he was one of the first. I believe he was one of the first to do an actual first good, bad, and ugly review, and that was one of the things that he had said was that it wasn't going to be in. Yeah, at that point, Viking, it's like if they were told and you were told something different, like at this point now, it's like you got to debate on whether it's going to go in now or it's not going to go in, because if they gave the wrong information, now they look bad, so now it's like maybe 2K has to try and put it in even if they didn't want to, or even if they weren't intending to. I can see it being in for sure. What about the creation suite itself? Do you feel, because from what I see in the videos, I feel like the texturing, I mean, yeah, people use their face renders and everything, but I feel like even if you don't, I feel like the texturing as far as like the shading and the faces and stuff is nowhere near what it was in 2K19. I feel like that might be a reason why some of the models did lack. Oh boy. I thought Creation Suite would be better. I think everybody gets a misconception of that. Every year they feel like Creation Suite will be better. I always have a feeling that it's going to be roughly the same. Maybe a couple updated parts. They obviously can't do what they wanted to do back when, I think it was 2K13, where they actually allowed you to apply tattoos to create a wrestlers from certain superstars, which I get what happened, the whole I think it was Randy Orton's tattoo artist, wanted to get paid, and obviously probably won for it, for not being, told or given a written form of consent. That, because now think about it, once somebody puts these tattoos on them and they're putting their video on YouTube, you're kind of breaking that whole copyright. I don't know if it would be called copyright. I guess it would, because the art in itself is a trademark of whoever made it. So yeah, I feel like when they did that, I like that. I'm Third Strike, man. Welcome to the channel. My name's Josh. Like I said, Justin, anything you want to ask, man, just you can call me Third Strike, Josh. I mean, don't call me nothing crazy outside of my name, but third is cool. Third Strike, 3SE, Josh. That's my name. Do you know why they didn't make accelerator unlocks? Because I think they want you to have to play through the original's content. I think Viking could answer a lot more. Because I wasn't there. Viking was there himself. You got a lot of creators on Twitter that were there. But I don't, even if he doesn't, I would just, as far as a wild guess, I would say they want you to actually play through the originals content, because from what people were saying is, and even in the sit down podcast type interview that Dank Ops had with the devs, I believe they said they were really proud of the originals content that they did. So I think that maybe they were proud to the point where they wanted to have, people actually play through it. Thanks, man. I appreciate you liking the name. Doesn't unlock DLC. Okay. So that's how it works. It doesn't unlock DLC in general. Okay. So ball ache to add new parts in. Yeah, I could feel that, Viking. VC didn't just have all the time to finish before release. The creation suite is mostly unchanged. The lighting has changed, which affected. Yes, okay, I see what you're saying. They didn't get to change the shading and everything along with. I get it. Alright, Zal, man, appreciate you coming in, man. Like always, it's always good to have you in here talking and engaging. Justin, man, I mean, most I can say is, check out the originals content. That actually, at first when they announced it, I didn't like it. It's one of the things I'm most excited about right now, because it's something unique. At the same time, I feel like don't put too much of it in and sacrifice, genuine content. And I talked about this when it first got announced. I did a stream on it when we first seen what the first pack was. Don't sacrifice genuine content for something like that, because your following came from the, we're gonna make a more simulated WWE game, and now you're transferring it back to arcadey, but you're still neglecting some of the genuine things that went into the game in the first place. That's not a good idea. I mean, it's cool to put new things in. I just feel like it's not a good idea to overdo it. Like, I'm never going to hit somebody in the head with a big lollipop. I'm never going to do that. I don't know about anybody else. I'm not, per se. I mean, I think Gresh Digi said that he was going to hit somebody in the head with a big lollipop. He was going to have Brock Lesnar get hit with it, though. But yeah, that was another thing that I was going to say. I think they may have kind of focused more on the arcade aspect too while doing it. And that might have been a big thing. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I feel like that might have been one of the factors that kind of stopped them from doing certain things. Because all that's new, all that's original. Okay, you love the wacky stuff, which is cool because when I used to play when I used to play GTA 5, or not even GTA 5, just Grand Theft Auto in general. I played Saints Row and I loved it. That's why I'm interested to see what Originals does. If they do, they can't go backwards. They got to go forward. If they embrace Here Comes the Pain, that's cool. They gotta go forward. They gotta advance with it because times are different. It's 2K19, 2K20. It's not back in 2004, 2005. Here Comes the Pain, whatever year. I think it was, might have been earlier than that. Might have been 2000, 2001. J&W, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming in. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. All that good stuff. Good to see you in here, man. I appreciate you coming in. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon because, damn, I've been on for almost an hour and a half. And I got, content myself that I need to edit. I'm trying to get this King of the Ring pre-show ready so I can start the main show. I appreciate everybody who came in here to kick it with me. This was phenomenal. This was a good discussion. One last thing I want to close with, though, and just get everybody's opinion real quick. Do you feel like 2K21 can be different? Given the fact that they usually do transitional games going into next gen, do you think that next year will be another transitional game, or do you think that they're going to get all the transitional phase out on this one and really go hard? Because think about it, there's not even a new system made yet, but we do know that next gen is coming very soon. And that's one thing that makes me think that even 2K21 might be just another transitional game. About to head out. If you guys want advice on YouTube, then feel free to message me. You guys keep it real. Thanks, Viking. Appreciate that, man. Everybody go over there and follow that man. Go over there and subscribe to his YouTube channel if you haven't already. He's got mouths to feed, y'all. And YouTube just doesn't do it alone. I know he probably has a full time. Go check him out because, like I said, when I watched his universe, he had some unique stuff in it that not a lot of people did. Definitely check him out. And like I said, almost everybody in here is a content creator. Support your fellow content creators. Support the community, because trust me, you'll see me all over the place. I support everybody, no matter how big, no matter how small. Anybody wants to network, I'm down for networking. Other than that, that was my, going back to my question of, does everybody think that the transitional phase will be done by this year? Or do you think that next year 2K21 might still be somewhat of a transitional phase? Because I'm thinking it might. Do you have a WWE Supercard QR code? I don't even use Supercard Rect. I don't even know where I'd be able to find one for you. Yeah, we're all on Discord. It's Angelus made a spot where creators and people who watch and support the content can interact. It's a great thing. Angelus can throw that link in here. Like I said, anybody's welcome to throw their links in here. I'm not worried about people, coming in and not really spamming, but go ahead, throw your links, like link up. I'm not super big Justin. Not a lot of them. So I think the biggest one in here is well, the two biggest I think is Viking Size Gamer. He's pretty big. Coltrane is over 1K as well. But as far as big, I think if you mean populated, yeah. I don't know. There's like an aura about me. I don't mean to sound like this, but there's an aura about me. People know I'm a genuine guy. A lot of creators come in and check me out just to say hi. I want to change this community. I want everybody to. I want to make something different, man. I want to make this community as humble as possible. Oh, you're not spamming, man. You're not spamming. But yeah, guys, I don't think anybody answered my question with that. 2K21. This is real quick before I go because I'm at 90 minutes. I don't want to keep talking everybody's ear off. I appreciate that, Justin. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me. Like I said, I got content coming out. 2K20 content will start on the 22nd, and we will continue it all year. Tonight, I got a late night stream coming on of survival horror, Indigo Prophecy, but not a lot of people came in to see it. But I try to finish games. I don't try to see a game and then nobody's watching it. I do it for me, just like I do it for you guys. If you guys enjoy it, yes, great. That's a win. If you don't, I can't just stop playing millions of games on top. I try to stream these games because I know that they don't get as much hits as a 2K does. And hopefully the conversation is just like this when we get in there and, everybody gets to interact. Yeah. If you download Discord, you go onto that link that Angelus gave you, Justin. That's that's awesome. That's how you do it. I'm getting the 2K20 on. I always digitally download it every year, Rect. What are you gonna rage quit on? Let me see if I can find it. Hey, I'm thinking of doing an Octane style universe mode that kind of pushes the envelope and is kind of edgy. Royal Rambler. Get at me on Twitter. You know my Twitter. If you don't get Discord and hop on Angelus's link that he just sent, we could definitely go over some advice. If I put the advice out here to a lot of people, when you actually do go ahead and do it, it might not be as entertaining because people might when they see it or they hear about it before it happens, and it's not only a teaser, it kind of defeats the purpose of the excitement you're trying to give. I'm getting 2K. I'm getting 2K20 on disc. On digital rec, and I hope all will be fixed by 2K21 too. But like I said, it might be a transitional phase again, knowing that new systems are coming out. I don't know why I'm looking at myself in the stream while I'm talking to you guys, and I notice that my eyes are always real low. But yeah, no, I don't get 2K20 on disc, Rect. I assume that's why you said hello. Yeah, I don't. I get it digitally. I digitally download all my games. I feel like that's the best way to go, at least for me. I'm very limited to space, so I download all my games digitally through the PlayStation Store. That's how I'm feeling, Rambler. That's how I'm feeling. But at least depending, see that can be a good thing. Because 2 transitional games, and if you have a little bit of advancement in it, you can potentially hope that the first game coming out on next gen will be great. Royal Rambler, you're shot with that. Yeah, I feel the same way, Gresh. If I don't get the disc, I can't break it. Um, Discord is like Skype was back in the day. You get a Discord name, you click on, somebody sends you a link to their channel or something, or you just get somebody's name, you type in their code or whatever, and it's a video and audio face chat. It's you could chat on face, chat on text. It's like a messenger slash video chat. It's Skype 2019, but for gamers more or less. Yeah, yeah. If you click on that link, Justin, once you make a name, Angelus can actually guide you through by talking to you. Yeah, you'll always be in there, man. You'll always be in there. Once you have the link, just remember the link, because once I close out and log off and end the stream, you might have to go back in and look for this. So if I were you, I'd maybe just copy it now so you got it. But yeah, so back to the biggest question that I asked at the beginning of this. Well, I didn't ask it. I asked it in the title. Is it all? Is it? It's not all that bad, or is it? We won't know till it's released. I feel like it's really bad, but if they can do a couple patches that might at least stabilize gameplay, people will manage. Don't go flooding with loot boxes. People will manage. Get rid of some of them hard crashes. We always get them every year when people are downloading community creations. Sometimes they get the crash that wipes their whole file. So people got to worry about they gotta save it to USB or back it up to the cloud on PlayStation Network. If you can, yeah, if you can, if you can get over that, you might be okay going into a next one, because understanding people will get the situation that you were put in with Ukes and Visual Concepts breaking off. I mean, it doesn't excuse everything, but people will understand. No, the link is actually the code, Justin. You just click on that once it's out. So we got Gresh coming out with a review once he actually gets his hands on it, which is a cool idea. Like I said, I'm going to go back and give last thoughts when I do play it, but exactly, Angelus, exactly. Remember, guys, WWE2K20, the farewell game. Anyway, I hope you guys like the posters that I got in the back. I did that to make it look a little bit more chill. Hope you guys enjoyed kicking it with me. WWE2K20. It's not all that bad. But guys, I appreciate you coming in and rocking with me. I know you guys probably got busy weekends ahead of you. Most of you guys in here are content creators. I'm sure you guys are thinking of ways to create, maybe setting up things for new episodes, new content. I'm not gonna hold you. I got a stream coming tonight too, late night. So I'm not gonna sit here and just ramble on. I think we pretty much had a pretty good discussion. We had a lot of people in here. We even had some big hitters in here. We had everybody from Gresh to Angelus to Viking Size Gamer. Cole came in. J&W was somewhere rambling around. We got Royal Rambler in here. We got Elite was in here for a minute. It was a great stream, guys. I appreciate all of you. Justin, thanks for coming in. Stay, man. Great content coming up. I'm one hell of a person to, align yourself with. So, Nah, it's past 420. Rambler, I can't even smoke, to be honest with you. I mean, we won't talk about that on this. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you guys. ASM 333. How you doing, man? I was just about to end. I appreciate you coming in for your support, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. It's the same as here. _ENT. Really good dude to get to know. I want to try and change this community. I got a lot of people behind me. I back a lot of people myself. We're here to make this gaming experience fun, especially when it comes to 2K20. So, like I said, feel free, man. Hit me up. Don't be shy. I'm cool. I'll talk to anybody. I enjoy this community. Everybody have a good rest of the weekend. If you want to check out a stream tonight, I'll be streaming most likely Indigo Prophecy. Follow me on Twitter, which I'll give an announcement about 20 minutes before, letting you know what game. And we will be going live then. And hopefully I can get a match card video made for you guys tomorrow, depending on when my guy comes through with the match cards. R.I.P. Ramblin' Rabbit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, fans, friends, brothers, family, I appreciate y'all. This is Third Strike signing off.